I've lately been getting into the habit of giving current updates on all the cars, because I feel like they change so often that I like dedicating one extra video, one bonus video that's pretty raw, but is mainly used to kind of give an update of where a current build is so we can look back on it in the future. I've realized I really like doing this because when I go back and watch videos from like 2 years ago of like that car, or maybe like the first day I bought this car, I love seeing how far it's progressed and just kind of keeping a video out there just as like a placeholder for where the car once was. Now today I want to go over the 350Z because this car is at a place where I think it's absolutely perfect. I don't know if I'll ever change more of it than where it is right now, but I thought I would do a light walk around of the exterior and the interior to kind of show you everything that's been done if you have been watching forever. Before we jump into this car, let's get a word from our sponsors. Last week I showed you guys me using this STP Ultra 5-in-1 fuel system cleaner with the S2000, and today I'm going to show you it with a different car. So with the S2000 being mainly stock, I'm also used this stuff in cars that are extremely modified. For example, the BRZ. You guys know this thing has been built from the bottom up, and it is also safe to use these products in motors like this. It's important to keep your car running better for longer by using the STP 5-in-1 Ultra Fuel System Cleaner. It's important to make sure that this car is always running at its peak performance, and that's what this will help do. This helps restore that and make sure that this car is running at its best performance, which is something I'm always looking for when I'm driving this car. The STP Ultra 5-in-1 Fuel System Cleaner has 3 times the amount of cleaning agents versus the leading premium gasoline to deep clean your entire fuel system, help eliminate deposits, inhibit corrosion, and more. It's not commonly known that you can use this product with built motors and built engines, but you can, and I do it with my BRZ. If you guys are interested in this product, you can check the links down below where it will take you to a page where you can find all the information that you want to know about this product. And now, let's get back to today's video. First off, I'm going to start with the new wheels that we got on the car. These are the RS05 double Rs. These are like my most favorite wheels out there, and to be running these on my drift car, I'm absolutely in love. I believe the specs are 18 by 9.5 with a 22 offset. I'm running spacers on the car just because we're running the Rocket Bunny front, which is a 50 mil front fender, and the rear is a 50 mil as well. We're running a 50 millimeter spacer up front and about 42 in the front. The reason why the front hangs out more than the back is because we have the Wisefab angle kit. The Wisefab angle kit actually really pushes the wheels out a lot more than normal and way more than the PBM kit. So the front actually hangs out quite a bit. Other than the wide body kit, the exterior is pretty stock. Actually, I take that back. We have the aftermarket Sabon hood, which I don't even remember what that one is called. And then we also have an aftermarket rear bumper that's just a fiberglass one. And once again, I don't know the style of this, but I bought it because it was really cheap and it looked kind of hot boy. I think getting this rear bumper shipped was like 350 bucks, which is a pretty good deal. The color of the wrap on the car is satin pearlized white. I love this color a lot, but after this season, I'm probably gonna take it all off and paint the car. This color deteriorates really fast while being in the sunlight, and because we're smoking the rear tires so much, they get so hot that we've actually had some of the car not catch fire, but the wrap starts to burn. And especially on my right side, you can see when tires explode and start shredding, it like permanently damages the wrap, and on the white, it just doesn't hold up very well. The interior of the car is pretty much 100% gone. We retrofitted a 370Z dash inside the car, replaced the tachometer with an AEM CD7 display. I have my signature sparkle wheel in this car, and just 2 seats and a firewall in the back. The cage is custom and all the fabric is custom in the car, so I'm not gonna bother going over that, but it's all your basic tandem FD spec interior. Underneath the hood, we have a 2JZ. We swapped it to a single turbo and got rid of the twins. The turbo we're running is a Garrett GTX 3582R. The turbo is capable of about, I believe, 750 horsepower, but at the moment with stock internals, we're pushing around just under 600 horsepower. Now the rear of the car has actually grown to be like my favorite, just because I love how complex it looks, but it's actually pretty simple. Before we get into the rear mount radiator, this wing is from Big Country Labs. This is their 1850 spec. It's their largest wing as in width, but it is not their highest wing. This is their FD legal height. I'm not sure if there actually is a measurement for FD that classifies how high your wing can be, but this is about their middle range. You can see the gas cap right here for the fuel cell. We have an ATL fuel cell. It's actually a 15-gallon fuel cell, or actually I shouldn't say fuel cell, fuel safe, sorry. 15 gallons, which a lot of the time people think is kind of overkill, but I personally like having a really big fuel safe because I like being able to keep as much gas in the car as possible, just because it limits how much we need to fill up in between runs and in between rounds, stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I can carry more gas to the track, which is always like a little good thing to have in the back of your head to not think that you're ever gonna run out of gas. I oftentimes get a lot of compliments on this gas cap filler neck. It fits like flush right through the back of the hatch, which a lot of people think it's pretty neat. That was my Rad Industries. Shout out to you, Rad Industries. We have a surge tank from VW with lifter pumps, filters, and 2 fuel pumps. With the rear mounted radiator, we built the firewall kind of as a rear piece shell, and this actual whole thing can come out as one unit. And then you can remove this top bar to access the radiator, and these 2 fans are actually one piece together. And these fans push over 5,000 CFM. And the rear end is tubed as well as the front. I believe I forgot to mention that. But with the tubed rear end, it's pretty nice because we were able to build and make new mounting brackets for the taillights and for the bumper. And you can see all this chromoly tube, which is kind of designed as the exoskeleton of the car. So you can actually remove this chromoly piece. You can actually access the rear crash bar for the tubed end, which you can kind of see from right here. A main reason for having a rear tubed end is because whenever you hit a wall or someone hits you, the idea behind it is that the rear tubing will fold and break before it bends the chassis or the frame of the car. If you ever bend the frame or anything like that, it's oftentimes pretty serious and can completely total a car out. So having the front and rear set up to be tubed just kind of gives an added benefit of safety with your car and can save it in the long run. So looking from the front to the rear end of the car, you can kind of see how the rear radiator works. The airflow goes over the car and then travels down literally right into the back. So there's pretty much like a hole in the back of the car where your radiator sits. I don't know why I'm so fascinated by this. I just absolutely love it. I think it's badass. And I will say this car keeps cool very, very well. At the last round of Top Drift, which was round 3, it was around 105 degrees all day. And with hot lapping this car, when the temperature does get up to around 210, it drops back down to about 180 in maybe less than 20 seconds. And that's probably due to the long hardline coolant lines you have running to the back and just the amount of water it can push. The water pump we have in there does 50 gallons per minute, which is helpful in pushing all that hot water to the radiator to cool it off to send it back to the motor. Very helpful. Another reason as to why I went rear mounted radiator is because when I initially had the first setup with this car, I was just getting way too much overheating issues stacking the intercooler with the radiator. It just put a bad taste in my mouth, and I was like, screw it, let's do a full send with the rear mount radiator and just not worry about cooling. Very, very happy I did that. I oftentimes get a bunch of comments about the oil cooler and the power steering cooler that we have set up in the car because it's not set up vertical, they're actually set up horizontal, which is fine. It still gets plenty of airflow. I never have any issues with either of it, and that's followed right by the intercooler. It's kind of neat having it set up this way because you don't see it that often. I know that was quick and short and to the point, but that's kind of how I wanted to document this. I could talk for an hour about all the exact details and parts that I've done on this car. And if you're interested in that, I suggest looking at the 2JZ build playlist video that I have done in the channel if you want to get the absolute nitty-gritty details about the build. It took about, I would say about maybe 6 to 7 months to fully get it to this point with a proper working 2J, not having any overheating issues, not having any boost issues, and to have everything set up just how it is. It took a lot of money to do it, but I do think it was worth it. That's it for this quick video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Peace out and keep moving forward. And I'm feeling